Hello everyone, it is Carol Garrison with Carol's Creative Escape, and today I am excited to show you how to make a quick and easy Easter card using the Easter Friends stamp set. I'm going to be using several different greetings here, including some of the animal figures as well as a greeting or two. And my card is going to feature the back side of a piece of designer series paper from the Bloom Where You're Planted designer series paper. This is in the annual catalog that will be expiring on May 2nd. So this paper is on our last chance list. So if it's paper that you like, you're going to want to get your order in sooner than later, just so that it doesn't sell out on you. And I'm going to be using kind of this marbly sort of textured paper there in the card that I'm making. Okay, let me give you the measurements for the different pieces of cardstock that we're using. First, I've got a piece of 5.5 by 8.5 Blushing Bride cardstock that I've scored at 4 1/4, folded it on the score line and burnished it with my bone folder. And then I have a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 basic white that I'll be using on the inside of my card. And then I also have a piece of that designer series paper, 4 by 5 1/4, that'll be on the front of my card. And finally, I have a piece of basic white cardstock. I cut this down a couple times trying to get it the right size. It measures 3 by 4 1/4. And that is going to be my feature piece on the front of my card. And then you just need a scrap of the Blushing Bride cardstock so that you can punch out this little floral piece from the bow punch, and this punch will be carrying over into the new catalog. I find it really versatile with kind of the leaf and the floral image, just to add a little pop to some of the cards that I make. And finally, I will be adding, for just a little bit of bling, some of the iridescent rhinestones. Again, these are going to be carrying over into the annual catalog, so that's good news. So to start with, I am actually going to be stamping my greeting first on the outside of my card. Usually I stamp that last so that I can get my other things placed, but I think it's important that I have my words placed so that my bunny can go on in the place that I think it belongs. So for my Happy Easter, I'm going to go ahead and stamp that in Blushing Bride. Make sure I get it inked well. And I'm going to put that center and at the top of my card because I'm going to need kind of the rest of the card space to put the bunny on. So there's that piece. And then on the inside of my card, well, let's finish this outside piece first. So we're going to close that up. And then I am going to take my gray granite ink pad. Sorry, I forgot to set these out before I started to record. And I'm going to ink up this cute little bunny. What's nice about this stamp is it comes so shaded and stuff that you don't really have to color it or do anything. I've seen some people do some beautiful jobs coloring it, but if you're trying to go fast and quick, don't worry about that. And then I'm going to put him centered, him or her, I guess, on my card. And then for just a teeny bit of a surprise on here, I am going to create a little hole in his paws because I want this flowers to be kind of held in his paws. And so to do that, I'm taking a straight pin and I'm going to just poke a hole through here, and I'm going to wiggle, and then I'm going to poke another hole at the bottom of his paws because of course I want the stem to come back out. So I've got my holes kind of placed there, and then I'm going to take my take your pick tool and I'm just going to make that hole a little bit bigger because I want to be able to get this flower stem pulled back out. So putting it in is pretty easy, obviously. The harder part is going to be tucking that stem back through the hole, but it works. So look at that. So now this guy's holding the flowers, and I am going to just, with glue dots, force the flower over just a little bit because I want the bunny's face to be showing. And so here I'm going to slide this back out and just add glue dots to the back side of each of the flowers. And again, I'm going to poke it back through my holes. I should have probably stuck those dimensionals on, or the glue dots, before I put it through the first time, but live and learn a little bit. Okay. Come on, paper, you can come through. There we go. Okay, and then I'm just gonna, like I said, I'll bend it back a little bit to get the backs off the flower. And then I will put it down, and I want his nose to show just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then I am going to take my light Flirty Flamingo because it's the closest I've got. And I'm going to try this on the back side. Actually, I'm going to try it on the back side of a piece of scrap paper because I want to see how close this color is going to be. And I think I don't like how it looks. So let me try one other color. And if that doesn't work, I'll go to plan. No, I don't have the right shade of pink in my blends. Not a big deal. I am simply going to grab my water brush and my Petal Pink, or my Petal Pink Blushing Bride. Geez, Petal Pink is an old color, isn't it? It was a pretty pink though. All right, add just a teeny bit of water, and I just want to add the faintest of color to his little nose here. And that's all I'm going to do to color the rabbit. I just want his nose to be pink. So if you don't have blends, you don't have the right color in a marker, watercolor will work every time. Okay, so there we go with that. And then I'm going to just take, and we will start building our layer. And I actually am going to do this. Normally I put all my layers together and add it to my card front, but this time I want to go about this way because I think it's going to be easier to center that last piece. Okay, so we're centering this. All right, and then I'm going to add, when you're using that seal, make sure you use a real light touch and make that kind of check mark that breaks the tape right at the end and keeps it so it's always moving for you. Find if I use a heavier touch, it does not always work for me. Okay, so now we've got our Happy Easter on the outside. And I want to add just a little bit of pop on the inside of my card. So I'm going to take the little chick and the grass. I think I can get it off. And I think for the grass I want to use, because it's bright and springy, I'm going to use my Daffodil Delight and Granny Apple Green, because it is summer or springy time, right? Okay, so we're going to take the chick and I'm going to stamp it in Daffodil Delight. And I'll put the chick up just a little bit in the corner here. Okay, set that aside, and then I'm going to grab my grass and I'll stamp it in whoops, oh dear. I have to clean my fingers off, otherwise I'm in trouble. Okay, there we go. And I'm just going to put the chick in the grass. And then, last but not least, I am going to stamp my sentiment. I need to grab one more block. And I will do that in the Blushing Bride as well. You'll notice I didn't take time to put my greeting onto my stamp, my block straight. I do that on purpose. I find I can stamp sentiments straighter if I focus on the words and not my block in terms of keeping it straight. So that's why I do that. I just tend to get much straighter sentiments when I stamp that way. All right, and then I'm going to adhere this piece the center of my card. I'll just rub it down. And then I need a little bit of bling. So I'm using these iridescent rhinestones. These were first in the January to June mini catalog, and they are carrying over into the new annual catalog that'll be coming out soon. So I am excited about that because I have used these a lot. Using the putty end of my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm just sliding off a little piece of cat hair in there, the rhinestones with that. And there we go. So a quick, simple Easter card. If you need to send out Easter cards, this is an easy way to do it. You could even save time by not putting the flower through his paws, but I kind of liked having it come out the base there like that. And add a little color to the inside of your card and you're ready to go. If you wanted to make a lot of these and not take quite as much time, you could skip the little chick here in the corner and just stamp the sentiment on the inside with the bunny on the outside. So some possibilities to quickly make a lot of these cards. I hope you all have a fun time making this card, and I thank you for spending a little bit of time with me today learning how to make this Easter card. Have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye.